A big wingman welcome to the wingman's path, to positivity, to raising your vibration, and to creating a life of your choosing. What could be better than that? I just love to say that, and I can't tell you how much just saying that every day has helped me to really bring more positive energy into my life, raise my vibration, and create a life of my choosing. And I look forward to continuing it. But I've been receiving a great many emails and messages from people who watch the videos and write to me about failures or disappointments or depressions or losses or whatever. You understand where I'm coming from. And I've been thinking about that, and as luck would have it, as I'm meandering down a mountain in the middle of the city of Luang Prabang, I stumble upon a Bodhi tree. How about that? A Bodhi tree, right? The same type of tree that Buddha meditated under, where he came upon his understanding and his nirvana, right? And his first sermon was about the Four Noble Truths. This particular Bodhi tree happens to have been a gift from the country of India to the city of Luang Prabang. And it was a gift in 1957. That is when it was planted, on the 2500th anniversary of the Buddha. And with all the emails I've been receiving about pain and suffering and depression and disappointment and failures coming upon the Bodhi tree, I thought, what a better place to be to talk about that type of disappointment and suffering, right? Because no one knows suffering better than the Buddha. His first sermon after his meditation under the Bodhi tree was about the Four Noble Truths. The first noble truth is that suffering exists. But we don't need Buddha to tell us about suffering, do we? We've all had it, whether it's loss of love or health or loved ones or sickness or loss of jobs or loss of houses or finances. I can give you many more, and I'm sure you can add a few disappointments and sufferings to my list. That was the first noble truth. There is suffering. The second noble truth might be a little bit more helpful to us because it tells us the cause of suffering. And the cause of suffering is twofold. One, it's our desires and attachments to those desires. And what Buddha would say is ignorance of the way of the world, of how life really works. So if you can, I remember a meeting I had with a Zen master where he said to me, the only thing you have to know is perfect emptiness. And I was like, that's a pretty tough one to know. But if you can, well, that leads us to the third noble truth. Eliminating the cause of suffering. Eliminating those attachments to those desires. Because what they will say is that those desires will only lead you to more desire, so there's more suffering. And the fourth noble truth is the way to end those sufferings. And Buddha will tell you it's the eightfold path. The eightfold path. Now that's the eightfold path we can discuss. It's a much longer discussion than right now. But suffice it to say, and I can speak from experience on this, that if you're here with me right now on the wingman's path, then this path will lead you to where you need to get to. Now for me, it was just the idea of practicing positivity, because I found the more positive energy I could bring into my life, the more I started to understand life. And the more I started to not allow the sufferings and the failures and the disappointments and the deaths and the illnesses and the loss of finances to bring me down and bring me into a place where I sat with that failure and just sat with it, as opposed to was able to cease suffering, as the Buddha would say. So I don't want to tell you the wingman's path is anything like the eightfold path, but I will tell you that it will lead you to where you need to get to, whether it's the eightfold path or it's your own nirvana or like I like to say, where it will help you bring more positive energy in and help you raise your vibration and help you create a life of your choosing. So I urge you to do what I do every day and say with me right now, I'm on the wingman's path to positivity, to raising my vibration, and to creating a life of my choosing. And as you say it, I want you to practice believing it, that you actually know that you have found the path which will lead you to a life of creating a life of your choosing. How great is that? And I can speak from experience where I can tell you, do I have disappointments? Do I have failures? Do I have suffering? Of course I do. I'm not Buddha, right? But I know I'm on a path that is helping me along the way to get where I have to get to. And I know it will do the same for you. So I thank you for joining me with this, because the other thing I know is it takes more than just me to do it. It takes all of us. It takes a village, as they say, because the more of us that help create positive energy for each of us, the easier it becomes for each of us to stay on the path, to keep practicing positivity, and to keep raising our vibration, and to eventually create a life of our choosing. So join me and say with me, I'm on the wingman's path to positivity, to raising my vibration, and to creating a life of my choosing. And as you say it, again, practice. Let those words wash over you. Let them sink into your subconscious and into your mind, and believe that you are finding your way to positive energy, to more positivity in your life. I'm on the wingman's path to positivity, to raising my vibration, and to creating a life of my choosing. Breathe those words in. I'm on the wingman's path, and I'm here with you to positivity, to raising my vibration, and to creating a life of our choosing. You and I, we can do this together. It's just a simple step by step by step, 1 minute of practice each day, and we will get there. So, to repeat the Four Noble Truths, there is suffering, the cause of suffering, which is attachment and desires. That there is an end to suffering and the way to the end of suffering. I thank you so much for joining me today in front of a Bodhi tree. What could be a better place for us to share some energy than in front of a Bodhi tree? I wish you a wonderful day today, one in which you recognize an end to your suffering. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Your wingman, Michael, from the Bodhi tree here in Luang Prabang, signing off.